You're wrong.
No,
you take
advantage of this.
Let him ask you a question. What are you asking?
No, my question, and I think it is good to tell, because I think we are in a country where we are always thinking of tribal points of view. But then I just wanted you to tell Debal, now that I'm asking on his behalf.
Yes.
The Luo community, what is your advice to them then? Now you have to do a round of the community.
If Raila is not running, the Luo community will do well to listen to what he says, number one. And number two, also to realize that they have been supported by people across the country. Imagine for Raila to get 7 million votes. When he doesn't start with a huge vote base like the Kikuyus will do, Kibaki will start with millions of votes. You know? Dito Uhuru Kenyatta. Ruto working with the Kikuyus, he starts with like 4 or 5 million before he talks. Raila starts with 1 million plus, maybe 1.4 million votes. And manages to go across the country in a near impossible task or feat and manages those 7 million. Which means the support Raila and the Luo have been getting from other communities is so huge that kurudisha mkono shouldn't be an issue to them.
Prof. Ogola.
I have a problem with, sorry, Prof. With all respect, I'm happy at least to share a podium with you.
Oh, it's the first time?
Yes, I enjoy a lot what you do.
Thank you, sir.
And sometimes we think the same. Also, a lot of the times we have, you know, academics is very important because we talk about collegiality, where people are allowed to disagree.
Yes.
And that is the beauty of it. If you find any single university where professors should think the same way, that's the end of education. Because that's what we talk about schools of thought. Schools of thought. So, Prof, I enjoy your school of thought generally.
Thank you.
So, on the point of the Luo Nation, I think that I don't care about how much support we have been given. I care what has been the benefit. And I also care the price we have paid. At what price has the Luo Nation paid for Raila? Bullet wounds. On Monday, I'm in Kisumu to put a petition on people who are killed in Alenda. They were removed from a home and killed. If you look at even post-election violence, look at even the numbers on Mandamano. Just look at the people who have died, mostly are Luos. So they have not actually enjoyed those 7 million votes. Tell me whether 7 million votes has put food on the table for the Luos, has paid school fees for them. Luos have schools in Luo Nyanza they cannot afford school fees for. Somebody comes from Meru, from Central, to study in Raila Odinga University, the one in Bondo. And the guys, just neighbors to Bondo, cannot afford school fees. Leave alone fare. For them, they can walk to the campus and they can't afford. So the poverty levels are rising in Nyanza, in spite of the 7 million votes we've gotten for 5 terms of the presidency by Raila Odinga. It is not his fault. I'm just asking, if we are only counting on votes, has vote ever put food on the table for people? For us, those votes have been a curse to us because when the votes come, then we say our votes have been stolen, then we are beaten, and we suffer. So according to me, I would like to look at it this way. I don't want to look about who will be president from which tribe. My looking is, will Kenya be truly liberated until it doesn't matter which tribe is in State House? And for me, the most important thing is, look at what happened in the US. Democrats time, Republican time. Then they said, oh, Democrats and Republicans are the same. Let's look for a black American president. Now, Obama became president. Blacks were thinking it's their time. Then the day Obama is sworn in, the first night in White House, a black is shot in Pennsylvania Avenue. Then the blacks discover that it doesn't matter who is in White House. Then now the business people say, let's throw Trump is a businessman. He will care about business, not politics. Look at what has happened. He started eating into their business, competing with them, not paying taxes. Look at all those allegations. So I'm trying to say, for me, the world should do this. We've had several people coming from Kikuyu. Kikuyu have discovered it does not matter whether Kikuyu is in State House or not. We have to work. Kalenjins have discovered that too. Why don't Luos also wake up to discover that it doesn't matter whether Luo is in State House or not? And then also, Luoyas also have to realize that it does not matter. And then people discover what matters is that to get a competent leader to lead the nation and remove this. But of course, I won't tell you that Kenya is there. People are still on tribal arithmetic. For me, if you say Musalia Mudavadi need to man up enough, already you have disqualified him, because that is not his quality. He cannot. And I will tell you something, Deval. I was privy. I used to advise Mudavadi on many things. And I sat with so many people. I went to Moses Wetangula and talked to him to support Mudavadi for 2017. We discussed. Even when NASA was found on Riverside Drive when I was seated, William Kira was seated, Musalia was seated, and we discussed about creating a NASA, but Raila took it up. So the question, what I got from Moses Wetangula, when I sat with Moses Wetangula, I sat with the Jirongo, what they told me, Professor, we respect you. But let me tell you one thing, why I cannot support this man. This man lost the most, don't talk about 2027. This man was supposed to be president in 2002.
Yes.
What happened? He was the vice president. So Sally Kosgei, arranged for a meeting between him and Moi in State House Nakuru so that he can say he wants to be the president. And all Moses Wetangula, Jirongo, all these guys are sad. Even Ruto was supporting him for it. William Ruto was supporting his candidature. So that's how William is very good. He asked that you go to State House. Sally Kosgei will give you 4 eyes meeting with the president and say what you want.
Yes.
So during the 4 eyes meeting, the guy was sitting by fire, eating dinner with Moi, and they talked, and Moi found out for then 1 hour, he does not really understand what was the objective of the meeting. Then Moi tell you, excuse me, what do you think if we front Uhuru as our candidate? Then you say, yes, that's fine. You know, you are on a date with a girl. You have admired for years and years, and you are seated there, you can't tell her, let's have a date. I mean, with lack of courage. In fact,
not everyone says.
Sally was disappointed.
You can also just push
Everyone was disappointed. If you cannot be man enough to ask, you know, some people can say, I want to be president, but if you ask them, go in private and pray and ask God to make you president, they can't even face God and tell God, God, I want to be president. They cannot even mention, they are even scared. So this is Musalia Mudavadi for you. And then lastly, if I tell you, there are few overrated politicians who likes enjoying power with no responsibility. Prime CS position is powerful, but there's no responsibility. For the longest time, Raila Odinga has been powerful, isn't it? Head of opposition. If Kenya Power goes off, does he have a responsibility? If there's no water. So some of these people like enjoying power where there is no responsibility. Presidency has responsibility. Because when power goes off, you'll be asked. When there's no water, you'll be asked. When shilling goes bad like it is now going, you'll be asked. But if the shilling goes bad, you ask Raila Odinga. But does he not have power he enjoys? So I'm saying some of these people want to enjoy. Me, I'm a prime CS. You go to Western for a tour. Your office is doing completely nothing. Tell me what the prime CS office has done. Totally nothing according to me. But going to tour in Western province, you are becoming